Now, in the group stage of a Cricket World Cup, every win, every point becomes critical, especially when matches could get rained out or teams end up on same points, and it then comes down to the net run rate. Bangladesh players and fans are fuming after their loss by just 4 runs to South Africa in a nail-biting finish. Another one in New York. And it's all because of a rule, one unfortunate moment in the game that changed Bangladesh's fortunes. Could this defeat prove to be decisive in their qualification? Because this is how their group looks. It's a tough one compared to the other pairings. This group has the potential for upsets and a lot of topsy-turvy results. It has South Africa, of course, sitting at the top, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Netherlands and Nepal. So what happened? South Africa managed to score just 113 runs. New York again becoming a trend of having low-scoring thrillers. That's becoming a norm here. In response, Bangladesh faltered at the start, but despite being 4 wickets down with 50 plus on board, they had Mahmadullah at the crease. Someone known to steer run chases, has been in tense situations in the past. A senior hand and very capable of taking this home for Bangladesh. It was the 17th over. Mahmadullah had scored 16 runs and the equation was 87 for 4, 27 needed from 24 runs. And that's when something happened. The bowler was Otniel Bartman. During that over, in the second delivery itself, Mahmadullah was given out LBW, leg before wicket, to delivery that looks like it's going down the leg. The South African team is celebrating, even as 2 things happen thereafter. The ball races away to the ropes and Mahmadullah immediately goes up to review the decision. The reviews show the ball indeed going down leg side and missing the stumps. The umpire is forced to overturn his call, but here's what happens because of that. The 4 leg byes are not awarded. Why? Because of the rules that's already in place concerning such an incident. The rules state that no extra runs, leg byes or byes, will be awarded if an on-field umpire gives a batter out LBW, even if the decision is overturned by the third umpire. Those 4 leg byes were basically null and void the moment the umpire lifted his finger. And it was rather quick. Bangladesh skipper Shanto, who's a rather well-composed, calm head in the dressing room, was visibly upset. He was angry with the way that moment had played out. And 2 things happened there because of the umpire's rapid decision. Didn't give much thought before processing that, especially on a delivery that was clearly going down the leg side. 1, Bangladesh didn't get those 4 crucial runs. Now you can say, oh, but you're saying this in hindsight and the match is already over. In a low-scoring target at a venue that has troubled batters, every run matters. In a run chase of this kind, every score is important. And 2, you've broken the rhythm of the batting side that is looking to steady the ship and take it ashore. Even after that, the equation was still very gettable, yes, despite a few wickets falling. Bangladesh took the fight right to the last over, and guess what? They ended up on the losing side by, yes, 4 runs. Simon Doull, a commentator and someone who reads the game really well, said this was a howler.
Just imagine if this happens in a final. Let's say India are on the wrong end of it. There has got to be some change in the way the system works. That was a howler. It was a poor decision. The umpire raised his finger as quickly as a gunslinger. The result? It was 4 leg byes.
Yeah, he says, imagine if this was India and imagine if this was a World Cup final. Social media erupted with other commentators as well coming in, so too fans, all showing their emotions on this cruel twist of fate, from anguish to anger. Now, rules are great. I'm all in for rules, anything that brings some sort of order and regulation to a sport. But rules are meant to be constantly reviewed. The responsibility of maintaining that balance in the game rests with the authorities. Now, I can't help going back to that woeful 2019 World Cup final between England and New Zealand. A rule like the boundary count resulted in a team that was equally deserving of winning the World Cup missing out. Rules need to be in place to help the game get better, to make the competition more fair. Any rule that results in a team wrongfully missing out doesn't work. Any rule that overrides a team's true efforts will come under the scanner, like this one. And the boundary count rule, which ultimately forced the ICC to address it and amend that rule. Now, I know it's a thin line. It's all about navigating the laws and human emotions and true nature, trying to achieve the right balance between these two. It's not easy. But here's the thing, competition is so intense now, and when the stakes are so high, in this case, what's on the line is a qualifying spot for the next stage of a World Cup. Then the rules will just have to be as foolproof as possible. A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf. A first-of-a-kind sports show that will always come up with a winner. Are you looking for perspectives that go beyond the scoreline? Hi, I'm Rupha Ramani, and catch a 360-degree view of the sporting world with me here on Firstpost in our special Firstpost.